a lot has happened with my puzzle since my last video, which I filmed yesterday, so I've spent, I don't even know. I'm not sure if I want to know either how many times I've just spent on this puzzle. Also, welcome to my channel. My name is Kjersti, and I'm gonna do my puzzle while I talk because I enjoy doing that. I left you off yesterday with a lot less done on the puzzle. I don't even know where to start today because, you haven't seen yesterday's video or the video I filmed yesterday, and I have not looked through it because I haven't done edits. Anyway, you don't need to know that. Work. Yeah, this is apparently gonna be a mess. I will get my tea a little bit later. I just brushed my teeth, and I have this thing. If I brush my teeth, I hate to have like other tastes in my mouth because they don't fit with the taste of my toothpaste. Never have. Never been crazy about that. As usual, I don't have much of a plan, as you can see from me digging through here. So no plans neither for the video, except, film, chit chat. But at the same time, I did talk a lot to you yesterday, so then I'm always a little uncertain where to start and all. But I'll figure it out. It'll be fine. We'll get there. Or more correctly, I'll get there. Hopefully. Really hopefully. As you can see, there is no rhyme or reason to me doing the puzzle, as usual. I did sort a little bit yesterday after I went to the grocery store. Oh, and today is Friday 22nd of September. Wow, that one should not have taken me that long. But it's September. Still haven't found a house. And I didn't really look for it yesterday either, because I have this thing. It's not a thing. It's more like a challenge, I guess, for myself. Sometimes when I get obsessed with some things, and in this case it's been the puzzle, when I obsess over things, I kind of stop functioning a little bit. And I also I'm not capable of doing anything else. I stop doing other things if I get obsessed. And you'd think, oh, that's not a big problem. It's fine. At some point you'll stop and do other things. It's like, no, I don't. When I get obsessive, like I've been with my puzzle, and I kind of still am, I don't just stop and do other things. I obsess to the point where I forget to eat, I forget to use the bathroom, I forget, anything and everything. Luckily, breathing happens naturally. I don't have to think about it. Because I have a feeling that occasionally if I had to think about that when I get obsessive, I probably wouldn't. That would be bad. Luckily, as I said, that is automatic, so I don't have to worry about it. Very, very happy about that. Yeah. Where was I going with this? Yeah, I get obsessive, which is why I'm way further along on the puzzle now than what I was when I last filmed. So, yay! Kind of. And as you can see, as usual, there is no rhyme or reason to how I'm doing this. I did do the edge first. You saw that if you watched my previous video. And now I'm just basically, oh, and I did sort I'm a mess today. Sorry about that. Not really. Okay, I'm a little sorry. A little sorry about being a mess. But it's part of life. I sorted a little bit. I sorted like all the different... I sorted colors. And then I did like the really dark ones in a pile. And then the very sparkly ones in one pile. And then all the other blue in one pile. So I had 4 different piles going. And I did like the hard part first with the sparkles and the darks and the blues, and now I just have all the colors. It's really exciting. And I'm just basically slowly looking at the pieces. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of mess in the middle, but it's gonna work itself out. Because I'm picking out like, oh, I think I can fit this one, or I have an idea about where this puzzle piece goes. And as long as I do that, I mean, at some point, eventually, I will finish up. I mean, that is always the goals. That is always the goal when I do puzzles. And although I have my box with the picture on, I don't really look much on it. I kind of like the challenge of not looking at the box all that much. At the same time, there is a time limit to my puzzle this time. Because, sure, I'm home alone at my parents' house at the moment, which is where I currently live because I sold my house and I haven't found a new one. You know this, maybe. But I also use this table when I study, and when I have a puzzle all over it, there ain't much room for the stuff that I need to do when I study. So that is one reason I need to have a time limit on it. You know, the doing of the puzzle. So yeah, I decided that I didn't really decide. I was like, oh, I can do it all. Let's be honest. I'm not a superhuman. I can't do it all. I should know this, but I keep like doing the wishful thinking thing. And like, oh, I can do it all. No, I can't. I know that, but at the same time, I know that when I do get obsessive, which is like the obsessing part, it's so easy. So when I do get obsessive, I just keep going. So that makes a lot of things take somewhat less time, I feel. Ooh. And all the pieces that are on here, like random little places, I don't know if they're in the right spot. I just look at the pieces and see if I think they will fit somewhere, and if I don't know, I just put it down somewhere and look for it later. This is the most random way of doing a puzzle, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. I think I'm getting, I don't know. I'm not sure, but I am very much enjoying this way. Like having all the pieces out and like be able to see them. I enjoy that. I can't have everything out at the same time because there are like, it's a puzzle with 1,500 pieces. That would be too much everywhere. But yeah, I'm enjoying this. And I am obviously still looking for a house. I'm sure that at some point you'll get really sick of hearing me talk about it. I mean, I started this channel more than 2 years ago now, which is crazy. And I'm so enjoying it. But at the same time, it's like I started it 2 years ago. And in my first video, which is really bad, by the way, that's okay. But in my first video, I said, that was in August of 2021. my goal that month, more than 2 years ago, was to find and buy a house. And I still haven't. It's getting ridiculous at this point. It's like, are you kidding me? But you know, it's not easy to find what I want when I don't have like a ton of money. I'm not saying that it would have been magically super easy to find what I want just because I had a ton of money. I'm not saying that. However, if I had more money, it might be easier to find what I want because, well, I would have more money, so my options would have been, well, more. I would have had more options if I had more money, which would have been great. I do not have that, so I have to make do with what I have. I usually do, and it's usually just fine, and it's usually not a problem. I'm not saying it's a problem now either, but it is a challenge that I'm struggling to deal with in a way. Because, you know, there are limits to my finances. And I told you about this, well, yesterday for me. It will probably take a little longer for you because I need to edit the video. It's a whole ordeal, you know. Having a YouTube channel, you have to film, you have to edit, and then you need to upload, make sure everything is okay. So it takes a surprising amount of time. On the other hand, I'm not very quick with any of it, and I'm not very good with any of it, so, you know, it's kind of inevitable that it takes me a long time to do all these things. And that's okay. As long as I enjoy it, I don't really care. Okay, I care a little. I mean, it's not the only thing I'm doing. I have school, I have to look for a job, I have to look for a house because I'm gonna go insane if I have to stay with my parents for much longer. I've been here for 3 weeks now. I'm not used to living with other people. And it's a completely me thing, not my parents. So, yeah. I like my alone time. And today, I'm alone all day. I'm very excited about it. Like crazy excited about it. Yep. So that's the thing. I'm using this time to film a video. I used time yesterday to film a video. I'm gonna film more today. I probably have to charge my camera at some point, which takes forever. I totally wish I could find a way to make that go quicker. Or, you know, have an extra battery, but my camera is old, so I don't think I can get another battery to my camera. Or that will fit with my camera. I don't know. Can you just, if you have a camera, could you just buy, maybe not a random battery, but like, I don't know. I don't know how that works. I'm not technical at all, whatsoever. So, yeah. Technicalities or technical things are not my thing. I'm more random. I don't even know how to explain it. But I'm not technical. I'm more like practical, but at the same time not the most practical person either. So I don't know. I'm me. Let's just put it at that. I'm me, and that's okay. Can't do much about it. Don't get me wrong, I can totally learn stuff, but it's really hard to learn stuff that you don't care about. At least that is that is how I see it. I find it, if I don't care about something, learning it is practically impossible. So, yeah. If I enjoy something though, I can obsess over it for hours and hours and hours. So, yeah, it's a me thing. Are you like that? I mean, when you like really get obsessed with something, can you like learn it and find it interesting and like forget about everything, even eating and stuff? Can you do that? Or is it more of a, I cannot possibly be alone in that though. I mean, come on. We all obsess over things sometimes, right? Just say yes in the comment section. That way I won't feel alone. Ooh. I think. Hold on. Okay, there's so much stuff in the way. I think this one goes here. Look, I connected a big piece. That is so cool. What was I saying? Yeah, like, where was I? Yeah, obsessing. I'm obsessing over my puzzle now too, so I'm a little like trying to do two things at once, I feel, which is not necessarily my strong suit all the time. Sometimes I'm good at it, and other times I'm like, this is not gonna work. But yeah, I get really obsessive to the point of like, this is not healthy. I don't know what to do about it. I just keep going, I guess. Yeah, it's a thing. And I refuse to believe that I'm the only one who does that. So, the interesting thing is, what do you obsess about? I would love to know. Maybe I can find something new to obsess about. That would probably be really bad, actually, because, you know, I already have stuff that I obsess about. We don't really need to add more, but, you know, maybe I could learn something new. That's fun. I like learning. Do you see how I can, like, easily switch between everything and get obsessive about everything? I don't know. Okay, maybe not everything. I mean, there are some things that are just don't interest me. And if it doesn't interest me, it's so hard to learn stuff, and it's so hard to be obsessive about. Actually, I can't be obsessive about things that I don't care about. It's just, I don't think it's possible for me. Ooh, hold on. Wait, no, yeah. Okay. It's getting squished. This is so hard. Don't they fit? Did I make a mistake? I don't know. Okay, I made a mistake somewhere. Oh wait, what? This one. Oh, okay. It was only a small mistake and it's fixed now, so we're good. I'm good? It's good. Puzzle is good. That's the whole thing. As usual. When is it not a number? It's always a big thing. Not really, but yeah. Am I making sense today? I have doubts. I don't think I was making much sense yesterday. Wow. English is sometimes occasionally hard. And other times I'm just saying stuff, hoping it makes sense in the end. Sometimes it does. And sometimes I have to cut things out of videos because it's like, that makes no sense. What was I even talking about? But yeah, it's an interesting thing. Having a one-sided conversation, which is basically what I'm doing. I'm having a one-sided conversation with my camera, and then I'm gonna edit and put it online, and maybe someone will comment something so it's, you know, a little less one-sided. It's such a weird thing. And I know that people like use it to like teach others or just entertain. I don't think I'm that entertaining. Then again, I find myself very entertaining, so it's I don't know if that counts. But I find myself very entertaining at times. Not always, but sometimes. But yeah, I mean, there's so many different niches on YouTube. And I've never really figured like, ooh, I want to belong to that niche because I don't really know what I would like. Apologies. I don't know what I would like niche myself down to because I have too many things that fascinates me. It's like, oh, you just pick one. I can't pick one. I mean, I even have a hard time if I'm sitting at a breakfast table with it's been a thing since I like basically my whole life. But if I'm sitting at a breakfast table with, say, my parents, and just a few days ago it was my parents, my sister, her husband, and their 2 kids, which are not like little kids anymore. They're kind of adults, young adults. But in that case, it's like, so for the people saying just pick something, I can't, alright? Because in that case, when there were, let's see, 1, 2, and then me, we were 7 people around the kitchen table at breakfast, and there was a lot of different food on the table, so you had to like pick one and start off with. I spent, you cut me off. How rude! I was in such a roll, and I have nowhere where you cut me off. So, yeah. That's such an annoying thing. I wish I could figure out a way for that, but, you know, me paying attention and doing only one thing, and... such a struggle. Such a struggle. Where do you go? There you go. Okay. Next challenge, I don't know where I was. That's such... I've been better at it, like making sure you don't cut me off, but I haven't been, you know, filming that much lately, because I moved in with my parents. That one, it's, I can't wait to be out of this house. It's a good house, don't get me wrong. It's just, yeah, no. No, thank you. I gotta find a house. I have been looking, but, you know, due to the reasons I mentioned, it's hard. So, yeah, it's a thing. And I'm always a little stuck when you cut me off because I don't know where you cut me off. That's so rude. I should maybe also pay attention to the one I'm talking to, you know. So maybe that's a little rude too. Sorry. Oh dear. Yeah, well, I'm enjoying the puzzle at least. I hope you're enjoying me doing the puzzle. Are you doing a puzzle while I'm doing a puzzle? I mean, if you are, we can say that we're doing a puzzle together. Different puzzles, possibly. Unless you're doing the same as I don't know. Are you? Which puzzle are you doing? I mean, there's so many puzzles. Oh, imagine doing puzzles for a living. My back would probably hurt so much if I did that, so probably not the best idea. And also, only do one thing? No, thank you. It's not for me. Which may seem weird because like, oh, I so easily obsess and I cannot put things down or stop if I start obsessing, which is true. However, I can only obsess over one thing at a time, but I mean, as soon as I'm done obsessing over one thing, I start obsessing over another thing. And it's not like I only have one thing that I find fascinating. I'm sure some people are like that. I don't know. Can you do that? Like, have such a one-track mind that one thing is the only thing you do? Is that even possible? I mean, I know it's not possible for my brain. It's too fascinated with everything, which is sometimes a little exhausting. But I mean, I do, yeah, I don't even know. I don't get how people do it. Have like only one obsession or something. I can obsess over all the things. Oh wait, you already know this. Maybe. Have you watched any of my other videos? Oh. I'm breaking up again, aren't I? Yep. Well, I don't get it. Is something wrong? Like, how do you get... Oh no, okay, there. I got it. Okay, we're good. Where was I? Yeah, obsessive. Hello, that is me. I'm not saying it's my name, but it's, I don't know, part of who I am. The obsessive one. And yeah, we were talking about work and how I struggle to, because I feel like it's expected that you like pick one thing for work. I'm not saying that you have to do the one thing like for the rest of your life necessarily, but it's expected of you to pick one thing and work with that at least for some time. But how do people choose? How do they pick the one thing that they're gonna do for at least a little while? I struggle with that. But because there are so many fascinating things, and why should you only pick one? I want to pick all the things, you know? I want to pick all the things and do all the things that I enjoy. And I get that you can't do everything at once because time limits. It's literally not possible. But still, it's like, how do you choose which one to pick in that specific moment? And then you probably have to stick with it at least for a little bit of time. I mean, that's kind of what jobs are. You pick one thing and then you stick to that thing for at least a little bit of time. And I struggle with that. I've told you that, I think, before. And if I haven't told you before, I'm telling you now. I struggle with that. Wait. What? Maybe not? Wait, that one. Okay. But, yeah. As usual, there's a lot of thoughts in my head. And I'm talking about them in this video. Because it's fun. At least for me. I'm hoping you guys get some sort of entertainment out of this. I mean, if you don't, I don't get why you're watching. Maybe it's for the puzzle. You could just put me on mute and watch me do the puzzle. Or should I say, watch me struggle to do the puzzle. one. Then who are you? There's so many princesses here. It's very confusing to me. Oh no. My brain went away again. It happens. Not that the brain actually goes away. That would have been... ooh, the brain has left the building. Boy, that would have been a weird thing. Where was I going with this? Yes, I struggled to figure like one thing to focus on or one thing to do, and now trying to find a job, it's like you have to pick one thing, and I think I'm over trying to pick one thing. I don't like it. I want to pick all the things. And I understand that I can't pick all the things all the time. It's not possible, but how do I decide which one to pick? And people expect this, maybe don't expect it to be easy, but they expect you to be able to do it. And I don't know how. It's really frustrating. And I mean, this is not the only thing that's currently frustrating in my life. I have several things. So, yeah, it's, God. It's a lot of things. Her face. Oh, that one. That one. And I did put myself a deadline to finish this puzzle, preferably today. And I don't know if you can tell, but I should be able to do it. The challenge is that I should totally do a lot of school work, as in, study, because I'm a student. And I'm also unemployed and I don't get any money, and that's a whole mess of things. That's for sure. But yeah, it's don't they go together? Oh, maybe this way. Oh yeah. Well, that worked. It's I seem to run out of things to say right now. Interesting. It occasionally happens. So maybe you'll get a little bit of music while I do a little bit more of my puzzle, because, I'm gonna obsess over my puzzle for some more time. Probably until I finish. That is how I often do it. And I like having all these pieces out. I mean, I couldn't put all the pieces out because then you wouldn't be able to do anything. And all the pieces that are like randomly put, most of them are just honestly in random places. Not absolutely all, but most of them are just in random places. Like, well, I don't know where it goes, so I'm just putting it down somewhere. And I'll figure it out eventually. I mean, I do intend to finish the puzzle, and when I do, all the eventually puzzle pieces will be put in place. But yeah, I'm gonna give you a little bit of music now, and I will get back to you with the talking when I have some more to say, and I can guarantee you I will. That's how I function, after all. I've done a lot because the battery died, so I had to charge it, and I couldn't help it. It's just past 2 o'clock, so I think I'm definitely gonna reach my goal, of finishing this puzzle today. And then as soon as I'm done doing it, I'm gonna probably take it down. Because that is how this works. I mean, space issues, so that's just how it goes. And now I'm just grabbing whatever pieces I feel fascinates me at the time. At the moment. Anyway. I like doing my puzzle. I don't know where I was going with that. As usual. Per usual. Sometimes I struggle with my English, but I'm not like an English speaking person like to begin with. After all, I am Norwegian. English is not my first language, so I guess you could say it is my second, because that's the second one we learned at school. I mean, technically it's the first language I learned in school because I already knew how to speak Norwegian. I mean, I grew up with it. I've been speaking that my whole life. So, yeah. Where was I going with that? I don't know. I tend to just start to ramble on. But on the bright side, I will, as I said, finish my goal. No, reach my goal of finishing the puzzle. Wow, English is like, you'd think I'd gotten better at it. And I have. I mean, my English has certainly improved since the first time I tried to learn it, which is so long ago, so I don't remember. But I'm pretty sure I was absolute shitty at it. Or crap. Really bad when I started out because I didn't know anything. But that's how it usually goes, at least in my experience, that when you first start learning something, you're kind of really bad at it because you don't know anything, which is why you're learning. So that you can get better at it. I mean, that's part of it, right? At least as far as I know, that is part of it. So I'm okay with that. Sometimes I wish I learned things faster. That would have been great. But I also understand that that's not how it always is. So even though that may be annoying at times, it is what it is. We just kind of have to accept it. So, that's the thing. I've been all over in this video. Or I haven't been all over, but I've been talking all over. So, I don't know where to go from here. As usual. Yeah. I do hope that you guys are entertained, or, I don't know, just enjoy watching other people puzzle. I mean, on some videos, I can't help it. I just want I don't even know what it's called, the aesthetic. I'm not saying that in the videos where I only want the aesthetic, I just turn off the sound, or that I just mute the people. I don't, because I do want to listen to what they have to say. That did not go there. There we go. But I like so many different videos. It's kind of not crazy, but I like a lot of different things, and sometimes it's hard to I mentioned this earlier. It's hard to just pick one thing. I want it all. I get that you can't have everything, but just doesn't mean I can't want it. And I think it's I think it should be more acceptable, or maybe it is. Maybe it's just in my little bubble of, I don't know, that it's like, well, you should pick one thing or a few things and kind of just stick to that. And it's like, well, there is more to me than just one thing. And I think there is more to everyone than just one thing. Because, I mean, we're humans. We're multifaceted. Faceted? I think that's right. But, like, as I mentioned, that's why I'm struggling with, like, picking one thing to do for work. I don't want to pick one thing. I want to pick all the things. I don't want to have to limit myself. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want to do that. And, you know, maybe that's why I'm struggling with it too, because I'm so opposed to have to pick just one thing, because I don't want to, which, I mean, the mind works in mysterious ways, so maybe my kind of, I don't know the right word, my not my hesitant, but like I'm really wondering which word I'm looking for. What word am I looking for? Help me out here. The kind of like pressure to just pick one thing, and me being quite stubborn. I have this, I guess you could say, like, if I really don't want to do something, there is a part of me that basically just says, okay, if you really don't want to do something, I'm gonna make sure you don't. That you, like, literally can't. So, I don't know. Maybe I've been telling myself that I don't want to pick one thing a little too much, to the point where my brain have just kind of decided that, well, you said you didn't want to pick just one thing, I'm gonna make it impossible for you to pick just one thing. I don't know. Maybe that's just my brain, but I don't think I'm unique enough to be like, oh, I'm the only one that ever thinks like that. I don't think I'm that special. So that's, I don't know. Maybe by thinking that way, I've made it impossible for my brain to kind of accept that it is possible. Does that make sense to you? In a way, it makes sense to me. Like, I mean, you can trick your brain into anything if you just work on it. So maybe I have accidentally tricked my brain to fully believing that it is physically impossible for me to pick just one thing. And, you know, that might not have been the best trick to play on my brain. But now that I'm aware of it, I don't know if I'll be able to trick my brain kind of back to the point where I accept that I can only pick one thing. Do you get what I mean? I mean, it just retrain my brain to fully believe that I can pick only one thing. It's fully possible and all that. Is it possible to retrain my brain like that? I mean, brains are malleable, they're trainable, so it should be possible. But is it really possible in such a way when I'm so aware of it? I don't know. A part of me would like to try, but another part of me is like, well, why would I want to do that? Deny myself a bunch of stuff that I enjoy? That's not nice. So why would I do that? Yep, that's where the, like, not hesitant comes from, but like, I apologize for the word like a bunch. right now, apparently. But I think it's definitely possible to trick your brain into believing, well, just about anything. I mean, there is a reason why propaganda work. Why propaganda and indoctrination, why it works. I mean, it's been proven many times that those things do work. So, but do they work because we accept it, or does it work because we want it to be true? So we want it to work? Or does it work even if we don't want it to work? I don't know. I'm curious. Then again, I'm curious about like tons of stuff, so maybe rating it on my curiosity level isn't necessarily the best judge of it. Probably not. Probably not. But it is a fascinating thought. It's like, can I basically indoctrinate myself to and trick my brain to fully accept that I can only pick one thing and it's gonna be fine and it's gonna be great and it's gonna work? Is it possible? I don't know. And then the next question is do I really want to find out? Well, I guess that's part of the issue. I don't. Because that feels extremely limiting. And why would I want to limit myself if I don't have to? I mean, who would do that? Limit yourself. I know that there are limits that are kind of placed on us, but are they placed on us by ourselves, by society? And if they're placed on us by society, why should we accept them? Do we have to accept them? Can we avoid them? I have questions, clearly. I always have a lot of questions. But maybe I'm struggling because I have trained my brain to believe that I want to do all the thing, but I don't know how, and I don't know how to kind of make it all work. And then it feels impossible, and that's kind of what my brain got hung up on. Because, I mean, if that's the case, that's a little unfortunate. That's for sure. That's very unfortunate. It might be true, though. It might be what I have done. Unintentionally. So that's, yeah, not good. Be mindful of what you tell your brain to focus on and what you allow your brain to obsess over, apparently. Because not always good. Yeah, well, you know, that is something to think about. And if we do get brainwashed, and I mean, it feels like the media is doing a lot of heavy work on that a lot of the time. But do we allow it? Or does it happen kind of against our will? That would be sad. But, I mean, also not that unlikely. I mean, if you don't know you're being manipulated, it's hard to resist manipulation. But if you know you're being manipulated, does manipulation still work? I don't know. If you have any idea about it, let me know down in the comment section. I'll be very curious. It's like, ooh, I kind of want to study that. Well, I don't have time to study that. Let's just put that on the no can do at the moment, at least. Maybe in the future. I mean, you never know. You never know. I'm kind of glad that there are things we don't know. There are certain things I don't want to know, so there's that too. But maybe I need to try to... Yeah, but I don't want to. And then it makes it hard to try to trick my brain into something that I don't want to have my brain tricked into. I don't know. It's just... Am I unintentionally making everything harder for myself by saying I don't want things and that I do want things? I don't know. As usual, there's a lot I don't know. That is normal. I don't think anyone knows everything. I mean, I don't think that's possible. There's way too much information out and about in today's society, so I don't think it's possible to know everything. I just don't think it's possible. But I would... Oh, arms. I'm curious. But I keep repeating myself now. I'm curious about a lot of things. So, yeah. Would be interesting, though, to try. Except that I don't want to. I should probably stop harping on about that, at least. But, yeah, it is a fascinating subject. It is easier to manipulate someone if they don't know that they're being manipulated. That's kind of the obviously kind of thing. But if you know you're being manipulated, I'm sure you can still be manipulated if it kind of is enough of it. But if you know you're being manipulated, it should be harder to be manipulated, I think. Anyway, I finished a puzzle. I haven't done a puzzle in 3 months? Something like that. I'd have to go back on this channel and check, because I'm pretty sure I filmed last time I did a puzzle. This was so nice, and it's only 2:30, so I finished with plenty of time. So I have a bunch of other stuff that I want to do today, and I have a bunch of other stuff that I need to do, and I have some stuff that someone else is telling me that I have to do. You know, applying for a job, a very specific one, because they suggested it. Even though I really, really don't want it. But I'm not sure if you're allowed to say no, which is stupid. I mean, my life, I should be allowed to say no, but I'm not sure if I can, or I'm allowed to. Then again, they stopped giving me money anyway, so who cares, right? I definitely care, because I like having money, and like having money coming in every month. It's a thing. I don't like being broke. But, you know. And also, if I'm broke, I can't even buy a puzzle. Then right now I'm living with my parents, so I'm not going to buy a puzzle at the moment anyway, because storage space. It's a thing. Alright? But we did a puzzle. Maybe. I mean, my parents are out of the house tomorrow too. And I'm home. So maybe I'll do a little puzzle? I don't know. We'll see. You will not see tomorrow. You'll see at some point in the future. Because, as I said, I need to edit and all that. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed listening to my frustrations and rambles and just random thoughts coming through my mouth without being edited before. Because there is no editing when it comes to me talking. It's just something comes out. Curious sometimes to see what comes out. But anyway, I'm not gonna hold you any longer. I'm sure this video is long enough, as usual. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And the usual like my video, subscribe if you're not already. That felt awkward. let's not do that again. Okay, thank you. Bye.